Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the Humminbird ICE 345. You pick up this box and you expect it to be ready to go. Well, you have a table full of parts to put together. I'll show you how to do that. The reason I went with the 345 is because I no longer have my bass boat and I'm fishing out of a kayak, so it's a nice little portable unit, and as you can see, you can switch back from the chart view to the flasher view, so that'll be kind of handy in the summertime, and it'll help me out in the winter time here too. So I'll get to work here and see if I can figure out what goes where. So I'm about to get started here putting this together, and taking a look at the literature that they give you. Well, there is no owner's manual. This right here, well, there's a CD that's over in the laptop right now. That is your manual, which I suppose saves them a couple cents because they don't have to print a manual, but for me as a user, isn't very convenient. There's a lot of times you're out there and you're trying to figure this thing out. There's a lot of features on even the most basic ones, and you don't have a manual, and you're not going to carry your laptop with you with a CD, so not real impressed with that. And also the directions. I guess the second step you'll see here is, I don't know if you can read that or not, but it says to test the transducer. You're supposed to fire this thing up and test the transducer out on the ice before you put this thing together. Well, number one, you don't really know what you're doing, what parts are what hooks to what, and, well, I'm not out on the ice right now. I'd rather just put it together and see if she works, and that's what we're going to do. The first step is to get the quick disconnect secured onto the base. There's some hardware here, some washers, lock washers, and some nuts you got to fasten this thing down with. The first step is to punch the holes in the base. They're already pre-punched, and if you read the directions it says to refer to some illustration. Well, I couldn't find that anywhere, but if you look on there you might be able to see it. There are letters on the bottom that show you which holes to punch out, and they're already pretty thin holes. I just took a screwdriver, popped them right out, and that worked. We'll get this thing secured up and move on to the next step. The next step is to route a couple wires up into the back of the quick disconnect. This is your power cable. Quick note, there really isn't anything in the directions that tells you what's what, so you kind of just have to figure it out. The two cables that you want for this one have plugs on the top. So with this quick disconnect, if you do take the head unit off, you can put these plugs on there, and you won't get any corrosion up in your wires. This is the transducer jumper cable, and these two route through that hole up into the back of the quick disconnect, and then goes into the holder. The holder is designed pretty neat. You can only put them in the spot they're supposed to go. The wires go into the back of the holder. There's a metal lock that goes over the top of it. Locks those in place, and then that gets screwed into the back. I'll put that together and show you what it looks like. Alright, here's what it looks like when you have it put together. You do have to take off the covers to slide the cords up into the holder. And you can see back there, it's not focusing real well, but the silver is the metal bracket. One thing to note, the way it's shipped, this quick disconnect is leaning all the way to the right. You do have to move it forward, and they don't move real easy, and make a lot of noise when you do it, so just be aware that these do swivel forward, and it is a lot easier to put together if you push it forward.